viewers, you know what it is. Jay Devin back at it with another video. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe if you feel my vibe, and power up, punch the notification bell for more PvP content.
For today's video,
we are going to be featuring Lanturn as a new Pokemon, I guess. Well, not so new, but as the meta has developed, Lanturn has demanded more presence. And that's, I think it's partially very much due to Mantine, right? Lanturn already wrecks Charizard and many others, but Mantine also is something to watch out for, and that's why Lanturn's become more popular. Now you can see these two teams of 6 down below over here. My team's on the top. I have Ninetales, Quagsire, Forretress, Blastoise, Venusaur, and of course Lanturn. And you can see their team as well. Now, as I look at their team, we actually did battle this person earlier today from when I'm recording this video. But one, I wasn't recording those battles, and I'm sorry because I should have. They were very, very good battles. But two, they didn't show their team of 6. So we had to do more where they show their team and we go and recording the battles. You know, just like a tournament's going to be, I'm going to see your 6, you're going to see my 6, and then we go in. But they did wreck us earlier today. They taught us a very good lesson about execute and how much of a powerhouse it can be for this Rainbow Cup meta. But that's another video. That could be another discussion. Lanturn here, your boy. How good is he going to be? As you can see, he let the first Thunderbolt go unshielded. So I want to stay in my investment that I've put in so far with this Lanturn. I feel like based on his team composition, which again you can see down over here compared to mine, since he let the first one go unshielded, we potentially have a leg up for the rest of this match. So we're going to get off another Thunderbolt. It's pretty much just a mirror match at this point. And I do something a little risky, okay? You can see it here in just a second. Watch. I did not shield the second Thunderbolt. Was that risky? I don't know. I felt like it was a little risky in the moment. It probably would have been better in the short and long run for these matchups if I had shielded the second one, potentially. Because we could have done a lot more against this execute. We could have potentially switched out, but then we would have been down shields. So maybe it wasn't that risky, because execute can be a powerhouse. But he lets another Thunderbolt go unshielded from Lanturn, so he's very low on health. We're just going to be bringing out this Ninetales, doing the fire spin. And yeah, you know what? It was probably a good thing we saved the shield. And there's execute with that ancient power. Sneaky. Very sneaky. But now he also has the Mantine here. We're potentially at a huge disadvantage. I don't know what moves he has on the Mantine at this point. We can already see that he has wing attack. So we want to come in with the Blastoise because we know Mantine doesn't really have any super effective moves for Blastoise, right? Mantine can actually learn 3 fast attacks. If you didn't know, Mantine can get Bullet Seed, Wing Attack, as well as Bubble. And then for Mantine's fast moves, it can get Water Pulse, Ice Beam, and not Air Slash. What's the other one? Not Air Cutter either. It's one of those moves. It just happened a second ago. There it is, Aerial Ace. So Blastoise for the most part is going to be pretty neutral against Mantine. That's why I ended up bringing it into this battle with what he had composed in his team of 6. I knew for sure, no matter what, I was going to be bringing my Lanturn because he didn't have any Frenzy Plant users. He didn't bring a Meganium in his team of 6 or a Venusaur. So even though Execute can be a powerhouse, personally, and tell me if you feel different on this, but I'm not going to be as scared of Execute as I would be potentially a Meganium or a Venusaur, right? The Frenzy Plant users. You can't use Sceptile. This Rainbow Cup is only Kanto and Johto Pokemon. Remember that. But Lanturn, I feel like at this point, so when the meta first dropped, when it was first announced, I did have a very, very good feeling that Lanturn was going to be good. When people first started making their teams of 6, Lanturn wasn't so common. You didn't see him a lot, and that's because a lot of people were scared of Quagsire, for example, having Earthquake, and potentially Forretress having Earthquake, which a lot of people now are running for Earthquake on their Forretress. I am as well. But at this point, people are opting for different moves on Quagsire. What I'm seeing is very common so far in my practice battles is having Mud Shot, Acid Spray, and or Sludge Bomb, and then also Stone Edge. I don't see many Earthquake Quagsires anymore, and even if they did with my team comp, I know if I'm going to have a Lanturn, there's a huge chance I'm going to bring something for that potential Quagsire. And that's, I guess another part of this video is team comp in analyzing your opponent's team of 6 on a very, very surface level, nothing too deep. We're not going to go too crazy into potentials because we're trying to lead with our gut for these practice battles. Remember? If you don't remember, that's in a previous video. Leading with my gut is something I'm practicing at very much, and also just trusting myself in my battles. You know, when I'm going to use a shield, don't second guess it too much. If I want to use a shield, that's my inner battler, I guess, saying, hey, use this shield. You're going to want to reserve this Pokemon, and I've started to trust that a little more, and it's kind of worked out better. But you can see this Mantine is just causing so much problem, so much pain and heartache for my team, especially, you know, against Fortress. Aerial Ace is going to deal neutral to Fortress, and Mantine can get Aerial Ace pretty frequently. So it is pretty scary. I haven't seen him use any water moves at this point, so I'm fine bringing in the Ninetales against it because I know I can get to this Psyshock pretty quick combined with Fire Spin. Full disclosure though, this is the first time I ended up testing Ninetales. I have been a Charizard advocate. I still kind of am a Charizard advocate for the most part when it comes to the Rainbow Cup meta, but I wanted to give Ninetales a shot. I had to do it some justice. You know, Psyshock can be pretty spammy. Overheat is going to take a long time to get to, but that is the second move I ended up going with, was Overheat for the stab and the potential clutch versus neutral matchups where I can get stab. And it's just a powerhouse move. If you get Overheat off, it's going to do so much damage. Now, you can see, look at the Lanturn. Not only did he have the shield advantage, but he had the Thunderbolt essentially ready to go on the Lanturn, and my Fortress is just, it's gone. It was a pretty close match, so we're going to be going into the third match here up against, I think it's CurtatoChip. Correct me if I'm wrong, CurtatoChip, but I believe that's what it is. These were very good, very intense battles. I really enjoyed them a lot. They actually had me up out of my seat pacing around because I remember the battles we did earlier, and I was like, okay, this person, I think we just hit Ultra Friends fairly recently, and I was like, this person is serious. They know what they're doing. These aren't going to be battles for the memes. These are not meme battles. We're going in. We're going to get in some great practice and learn some more matchups against Execute. But back to Lanturn again. So I feel pretty confident for the most part leading with Lanturn. Now, why, might you ask? Well, number one, here's my thoughts. These are completely subjective, just based on my practice and essentially just my instinct. Okay, none of this is definitive. Remember, keep that in mind. I'm not the best battler there is, to be honest with you. But anyway, my thoughts on leading with Lanturn. One, Water Gun is pretty spammy. As you can see, even if it's not going to be super duper effective in a matchup, it can still put out that damage, and I can still get to those Thunderbolts fairly quick. And even if I need to stack up a Thunderbolt or even a Hydro Pump and switch out, that's what I also doubled up with my boy Blastoise for, because if I need to swap out and potentially take a Seed Bomb or a Thunderbolt from another Lanturn, I know Blastoise can tank it, and he can get to Hydro Pump pretty quick for the next Pokemon coming out, which unfortunately is a Lanturn, so he's going to get rid of us pretty quick. He's going to be able to stack energy at this point, and I think if what I remember correctly, he just Water Guns us out of here. We are able to get off an additional Hydro Pump though, and that's good shield pressure. That's one thing I do like about Blastoise, is he's really good with the shield pressure combined with Water Gun, Hydro Pump, as well as Ice Beam. He can really bring the heat. But what I end up doing here, I don't want to sacrifice what I have going on so far with the Lanturn, right? If he's going to Hydro Pump me or Thunderbolt, again, Quagsire's at full health. I know I can tank it. What I end up doing here, I believe I go for the Acid Spray. Yep, we're going for the Acid Spray because we want to lower the defense on that Lanturn so we can get rid of it as quick as possible, because our Mud Shot is going to be super effective. But you can see here, when I'm making my plays against him during this battle, him or her, I apologize, CurtatoChip, their Lanturn is really bringing the pressure. I have to change my plays, and I have to make specific, decisive decisions, to get around their Lanturn, because it can ruin us. And this was a clutch victory. This could have gone either way. I feel like I did play it right. They played very well as well, but I stacked the energy and I reserved my Lanturn because I was scared of the Mantine. And that's why Lanturn is such a powerhouse. If you play it right, it can win games for you. It did for me. Let me know what your thoughts are on Lanturn. Leave it in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you feel like it's necessary, unnecessary, and why? You know, what matchups are you thinking about? What reasons do you have to not run Lanturn? those are basically the questions I guess I have for you. But that's it for this Rainbow Cup video. So GG's to the battles and GG's to the video because it's over. If you did enjoy, again, subscribe if you want vibe, and power up, punch the notification bell for more PvP content. But we will see you in the next Rainbow Cup video. Have a good freaking day.